I got real loopy by the end of this video. Oh my gosh, that's everything. That's everything. What did you say? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today I am sharing my entire makeup collection, my entire makeup inventory, all the numbers, and I'm comparing them to the beginning of 2020, which was a year ago. So I'm gonna be doing this through overhead perspective, and I'll lay out everything from each category, show you what I have, and then I'll also show you pictures from last year to compare. This is gonna be quite a video, but quickly before we start, almost everything I'm wearing on my face is from Nabla today, so I'll link the details in the description. I made a TikTok, so please follow me there. I'm gonna be doing a ton of like rapid, really short form beauty reviews for like talking about reviews that I don't have time to make on YouTube, just because creating TikToks is a lot easier and simpler than making YouTube videos, and the whole process takes less time. Anyways, follow me on TikTok. Let's get into the makeup collection, the inventory, and the numbers. Well, I have most of my makeup in frame. I could get more in frame if I moved up the camera more, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get into this. Let's go category by category, starting with primers. For primers, I only have 3, and at the beginning of 2020, I started with 9 primers, so I definitely decluttered a lot, cut back on this a lot. If I were to only keep 1 primer, it would probably be the NYX Angel Veil, because this is kind of like an all-in-one. It's pore filling, it's smoothing, it helps longevity. I don't really have a use for like really moisturizing primers anymore because I just use moisturizer. And this is another one that's kind of like middle of the road. Foundations is another category that I really cut back a lot on this year. I started 2020 with 22 and 5 of those foundations were minis. Now this is all of mine. I have 10, and I would say 2 of these are minis. This I've had since the beginning of 2020, and I don't think I've used it a single time. The Complexion Rescue from Bare Minerals Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream in the shade 5, because it's too orange and dark for me. But I have 5.5, which is actually lighter than the shade 5. You can even see by the stickers, 5.5 is lighter and it's a better match for me. So I might declutter this one or use it to mix into some lighter foundations maybe. I do like this. I've used up like 2 full sizes of it. I have the Misha BB cream in the shade number 23. It's still a little gray and a little light for me, so maybe I'll start combining these 2 to even out to the tones. NYX Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil in the shade True Beige Buff. I love this. This is probably like one of my top 2 complexion products. The L'Oreal Infallible in the shade 425 Linen. This one has a wonderful texture, wonderful finish, but the thing is it's so fragranced, like it smells like flowery, that L'Oreal fragrance. So it's not my favorite now because of that, but otherwise the formula is very nice. There's the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation in the shade 32 Nude Beige. I like this one. It's has a matte finish. It's really lightweight, easy to spread, doesn't feel heavy. I have 3 different Bare Minerals powder foundations in the original matte and like a blemish rescue version. This one's really old. I feel like I should throw it out soon, but anyways, it's in this inventory. I haven't even opened up my matte one yet. It's from TJ Maxx in the shade Light, and I have the original in 07 Golden Ivory. And the It Cosmetics CC Cream in Light. I used up a full size of this in 2020 in my project pan, and I just have this like on backup. It's good, I like it. So my inventory went from 22 in 2020 to 10 in 2021. Oh, I'm so sorry, that number's actually 11. I forgot the Glossier Skin Tint. My review of the skin tint, it's too sheer for me. It's not quite my thing, but I know a lot of people have been really liking it this year in the time of really light coverage makeup. For concealers, I cut this down to 6. At the beginning of 2020, I started with 9 concealers, including 1 mini. And here's a picture of what that looked like. And here we are now. This is a pretty vulgar concealer I got in a BoxyCharm in the shade, it's the lightest one, Little White Lies. Very, very, very light coverage. It's barely a concealer, but it's fine for no makeup days. Speaking of no makeup, I have the Glossier Stretch Concealer in the shade G9. Very creamy, really good for the under eyes, but not the longest lasting. I also have this Becca Under Eye Corrector in the light shade, and this one has like all the hype it has for a good reason. I would recommend this one. My Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral. This is good for acne marks, but not good for under the eyes. I'm sure you know, this is pretty drying. I also have these two, the Milani Conceal and Perfect, which is the newest one to me, and the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is in the shade Light Vanilla, and this is in the shade Shortbread. And I really enjoy these two. They are very similar. As you can tell, the Milani one, even with the packaging, was trying to dupe the Too Faced one, and I think it does a decent job. For brow products, I have 12, and this is down from last year. Last year I started with 17, and that includes 5 pencils, 3 pomades, and 9 gels. Now this year I have 4 pencils, 1 pomade, and 7 gels. A ton of these are not open right now. I have all of these on standby, kind of waiting to replace things I'm currently using. So just a run through of what I am using and can review. This is the ColourPop Precision Brow Pencil. I love it. It's very, very creamy. The Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil is a little bit firmer and harder than the ColourPop one, but it works fine. These two are tinted brow gels. The ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. I think this is my perhaps favorite brow gel, dare I say, because it works just as well as this Benefit Gimme Brow, but it's a fraction of the cost. I have a mini of the Benefit Ka-Brow Cream, and I actually hit pan on this in 2021 in my Project Pan. If you can see, yep, you can see right there, I hit pan on it. And now for backups, I just have a bunch of stuff from BoxyCharm, Billion Dollar Brows. This is from some Ipsy, some random eyebrow pencil. Oh, this is actually open, the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then I have another Billion Dollar Brow Gel, the Essence Make Me Brow, this Maybelline Brow Gel, and the Glossier Boy Brow, which is pretty much identical to the ColourPop Brow Gel. I would say that these are almost exact dupes. All right, let's talk setting spray. So 2020, I started the year off with 4, including 2 minis, which is pretty much these products. Actually, maybe I had the Fix Plus, the MAC Fix Plus in here too, but now I still have, I'll say 4, but this Smashbox one I refill with this full-size Smashbox primer water. So it's kind of like 3 and 1 Urban Decay mini. And the Wet n Wild one I haven't used in a long time. I feel like I haven't used this all year, but I still have it and it's fine, it's nice. The primer water I like because the sprayer itself is super fine, and the Urban Decay All Nighter, it works, but it kind of smells weird. I don't know if I like this one. Okay, now we're into the colored cosmetics. So this is where it gets fun. Oh, I also wanted to mention my Sailor Moon nails are already the best thing about 2021 so far. And I got these from Shop Beauty at Jasmine Yin. I'll link them down below, and you can use code Sally for 10% off. Not affiliated, I don't make anything from that, but it's always there for you to use. Let's talk about face palettes. At the beginning of 2020, I started with 9, and here's what those look like. And now I'm down to these 4, and I truly love all of these. So let me first talk about my favorite, which is the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit. I have a whole video on this product, and I love every single product every single item in here, and I would recommend it to anybody. Next, I have the Wander Beauty Trip 4-2 Blush and Bronzer Duo, and I also like both of these products. They're matte but not super flat looking, and this blush especially really brightens up my face. The Becca, Chloe, and Malika BFF face palette, and I also like every single shade in here. I use these 2 as highlighters, and this is blush and bronzer obviously, and you can see how much I have used the bronzer with all the powder that's around it. And lastly, I have this teeny tiny Kevyn Aucoin duo with the contour powder and a highlighter. This highlighter is very, very, very subtle, almost powdery looking, but it looks okay if I spray it down. So that's my face palettes. All right, let's talk bronzer, and I only have 6 right now. It was 5 until this morning. I used this Nabla Skin Glazing Bronzer in Dune for the very first time today, so I added it today. And the Too Faced, oh my god, the Too Cool for School Art Class by Rodin shader is a Korean one that I also added this year. The Sweetie Pie I have used enough to where it's not so much a bronzer, but a bronzy blush. And so I use this as my bronzer and my blush when I use this. So it's kind of in this category. I still like it. I think it's beautiful, but I've kind of dug into it more, so I'm picking up more of the pink. The e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer, when I ranked my bronzers, this was my #1. I think that this is my top recommendation to anybody, not just because it's affordable, but because it's affordable and works as well as Benefit Hoola. Oh my god, I forgot one. I thought that category was too small. I actually had 2 floating around in magnetic palettes. So I have a total of 8 bronzers. Okay, this is the Hoola bronzer in the original bronzer shade and the Physicians Formula Butter bronzer in the original shade too. Both of these are great, but the e.l.f. works just as well and it's cheaper. This Oliver Take Home the Bronze, I think I'm gonna actually declutter like right now because I haven't used it in a long time and it's really small and kind of annoying to use. Okay, I know I keep on changing my bronzer number. I promise this is the end. I have 7 bronzers, 7. The last one I have to review is my Milk Makeup matte bronzer stick in the shade Baked. Y'all already heard about this. It's a good cream bronzer and therefore it's the only cream bronzer I own. All right, let's talk blush. And I have a bunch of them like depotted in this magnetic palette. I prefer that because with a bunch of single cheek products, the packaging can get pretty bulky. So let's first talk about 2020. I started the year off with 25 blushes, which is a lot. And 8 of them were mini. Now let's kind of talk about, for cream blushes, I have 5. And then all the other blushes, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. And among these 13, I'll say three of them are minis. This, and the mini Tarte blush in here. Oh, 4. This is a mini of NARS Orgasm. So in total, now I have 18 blushes versus 25, which is what I started with last year. And I seriously love all of these. Like, I am very happy with how much blush I have now. I know it's a lot for a lot of people, but I am enjoying them right now. So dang it, I forgot this Glossier blush again. So it's actually 19 with 6 cream blushes. I don't want to review all of these, but if I were to point out just a couple of my favorites, Nabla Skin Glazing in the shade Lola. I'm obsessed. I use this in my wedding makeup trial. I also really like the Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade Ginger Pop. The Glossier Skin Tint, not Skin Tint, the Glossier Cloud Paint, of course, a favorite. And everything else I enjoy. Okay, moving on to highlighters. This one's gonna be a doozy. Okay, highlighters. In 2020, I started the year with 20, and that included 2 minis. That's a lot, and I still have a lot. For cream highlighters, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I enjoy all of them. This Wet n Wild one was in it's in the shade Crystal High. It was part of the Crystal collection. You can't even get your hands on them anymore. Oh, and I actually don't enjoy all of them. I don't really like this Glossier one. It's too subtle, and it also has coconut oil as a second ingredient. So I just feel like I break out when I use this. But otherwise, ColourPop Flexitarian, Cover Effects Custom Enhancer Drops. I don't even know if they sell these anymore, but this is like very, very, very metallic. And the Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 2. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9 other powder highlighters. And I do count like tiny palettes like this, split pans and whatnot, as one product because I can't declutter them as multiple products. So they're like one unit to me. So I have Becca Moonstone, Becca in Gradient Glow, Ofra Rodeo Drive, MAC little palette here. This is the I Heart Revolution in Fondue. Oh my God. Oh snap. And this one, I don't use this one a lot, but I keep it around because it can get very, very icy. Fenty Beauty in the shade Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust. Pixie, I love this one, is in Delicate Dew, but this is like very, very wet looking. The best affordable highlighter, hands down. Essence Pure Nude in their original shade, and Laura Geller Diamond Dust. So for mascaras, I actually went up on this category. I started 2020 with 9, and that included 5 minis, and now I have 14. And all of these are unopened, ready to be used, and I have a lot open right now. Like, honestly, I do, but I don't even like all of these, but I still want to get use out of them. So I have 14, and 5 of these are mini. I just want to test out a bunch of mascaras, and that process is so slow if you only have 1 or 2 open at a time. Admittedly, some of these are very old and need to be cycled out, but I kind of stretch the lifetime of mascaras to 6 months. I know it's bad, okay? But I don't know. If I were to just pick out favorites, I would say the Nabla Major Pleasure is really good. This Wander Beauty is a tubing mascara. The Glossier one I don't like that much. I don't think it does a lot. And of course, the staple Lash Princess I like. For eyeshadow primer, I started the year with 5, including 1 mini. Now I have 4, and that's because I used up the little mini of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So I'm left with this Air Atelier one I got in like a subscription box. So I haven't used it yet. I don't have an opinion. I really like the Alter Ego one. It doesn't have any pigment, but it has a nice tacky finish. And the Wet n Wild one works okay, and this Luscious Angel Eyes one, I think it was from a BoxyCharm, also works fine. I forgot to mention powders earlier. I took a break from filming and came back because I was already tired, and I'm only halfway through. So at the beginning of 2020, I started out with 5 full-size powders. Now I still have 5, but 2 of them are minis. So I have this Hourglass powder, which is super finely milled, and it's a mini. A Dermablend I got from a Macy's beauty box, but I haven't tried it yet, so I don't have a review on that. And 3 affordable powders that I love, and they work really well. So the staple is Rimmel Stay Matte. This is just easy go-to. The Maybelline Fit Me is really hyped up and a lot of people like it. I have the shade Fair Light, and it is very finely milled. I don't know how well it does for mattifying. I need to use it more. I've only used it a few times. And the Flower Beauty Light Illusion, and I got this because of Andrea Montellano, who loves it, and I really like it too. It's really finely milled. Okay, the next category is where I kind of deviate from how I did it last year. So at the beginning of 2020, I put single shadows, cream shadows, and stick shadows like all together. Pretty much everything that wasn't in a palette. And I started out with 23. This year I've accumulated a lot more single shadows, so I'm going to do like the creamy products, the creamy eye products in one category, and then like liquids, single shadows, mini palettes, and palettes. So that's how we're gonna go about it today. So these are my creamy shadows. I have a couple eyeshadow sticks, one from KKW in Muyor, which is a nice burgundy. I don't even know if they make these anymore. And then a couple Mally eyeshadow sticks in Autumn Shimmer and Precious Gold. I have a ColourPop Jelly Much in the shade Origami, which is like a bright yellow gold. And I've used this like once. We'll see if I declutter this year. The ColourPop Super Shock in Weenie, which I love. And I also picked up a couple more Super Shocks, one in the iconic fan favorite Ritz, and the other in Mycelium from the Raw Beauty Kristi collaboration. So in this category, I have 7. Next we have actual liquid eyeshadows, and this one I decluttered a lot from, but these all like are here from the beginning of 2020. So I haven't used them in a little bit. Let's see if they're dried out, but you know, these are still fine. The shimmer and glows I find last a lot longer than the glitter and glows, for example. So in 2020, I started off with 14 liquid shadows. Now I only have 5. The shades I kept are a bunch of shimmer and glows and 1 glitter and glow. The shimmer and glow shades are Kitten, Boheme, La Douce, and Starlight. And the glitter and what is this called? Whatever, the glitter one is Fairy Tale. And I don't know if y'all know, but Fairy Tale was a very formative anime/manga for me in my youth. And then it ended really poorly. But anyways, this has some sentimental value to it as well with the naming. Next is a category of single shadows. And this one is kind of like redefined and has changed a lot in 2020 just because I bought some more single shadows, and it wasn't that many. I bought some Sydney Grace and I bought some JD Glow essentially, and then I collected some random runs from here and there. So let me just show you what I have. I have 3 JD Glow singles in Opal, Sin, and Unexpected. This is a single from an Ipsy, Natasha Denona Morgana, Natasha Denona something from the Bronze palette, a crushed single that combines all of the shimmers from the Bad Habit After Party palette, a single from Innisfree, 9 Sydney Grace, and Urban Decay Lounge, an Ipsy duochrome thing. A lot of ColourPop in here, and this is all ColourPop as well. 5 of these Tarte little things, the Tarte Chrome Paint Pots, and another Ipsy single, Essence Melted Chrome, OMFG Cosmetics highlighter that's like a pure silver, but I use this as an eyeshadow, not a highlighter. And this Random Dose of Colors single in the shade Olive You that I got for like $4 on super clearance from Ulta, and it's destroyed. So maybe I'll actually throw this one out, and I I've tried repressing this like 4 times and it just pops out every time. I don't know. And I never use this shade, so I'm actually gonna declutter this one. So let's count these all up and see what I got. 51. So I have 51. I'm open to this category growing in 2021 as well, just because I have been having a lot of fun just picking a few shades, the things that I have most interest in from a brand, and really getting to test different brands that way. So 51, that's the number to beat in 2021. Next is mini palettes, which surprisingly went down in 2020, because when I look at all of these, so many of these I got this year. So I seriously did a major declutter, I guess, at the beginning of last year. So last year I started with 15 mini palettes. Mini palettes I'm defining as 6 shades or less. So I define it by number of shades and not like physical size of the palette. And now I have 10. And this includes like trios, quads, 5 pans, and 6 pans. So let me show you what I have. Starting with my newest of news, I have the Nabla Cutie palette in the platinum version. I am already obsessed with this. Y'all know this is new to me, but I want to pick up more of these little cuties. So let me know your favorite. I'm thinking of picking up the like berry toned one next. But yeah, love this. Also new to me this year are these little 5-pan Pat McGrath palettes that I think she's discontinuing. These are getting harder to find and buy now, but I have both the neutral variation and the colorful variation, and I like them well enough. I don't know what I was expecting, but I mean, they're fine. They work, and I'm happy to have them. I have one other Pat McGrath 6-pan, and this is like physically large, but it only has 6 shades in it, and it has some like gorgeous, really like thick, real rich kind of metallic shades. And that's how Pat McGrath shimmers are. They have a lot of body and thickness to it. So I would say that's also the case for these 2 minis. All right, also I think I got this year are these Kaja Beauty Bento Trios. All 3 of them in the shades Hella Azalea, Glowing Guava, and Orange Blossom. Y'all know my love affair with these. And I also have the mini Natasha Denona Mini Glam and Mini Nude palettes, and I like both of them. If I were to pick one, I would pick Glam just because I am preferring the more like kind of grungy undertones lately. But Mini Nude is good too. It's pretty warm though, so eh. And last little thing I have inside this Innisfree magnetic palette are 4 singles from the Bad Habit After Party palette, which is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions. Oh, I just realized I counted one of these shades as a single shadow. Huh. Oh well, oopsie. So I am counting this as a mini palette because I picked out most of like the core shades from the Bad Habit. This shimmer, again, is like all the shimmers crushed except for a dark shade. So I made like a light variation and a dark variation, which is included in my singles. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this around and play with it. We'll see if I ever throw these out this year. Now let's move on to full-size palettes. Next we have my One True Love and my Vice full-size eyeshadow palettes. I know this is what all of y'all have been waiting for. And I did just upload like a full eyeshadow palette collection video like a couple weeks ago or last week, so I'm not gonna go in depth about any of these. Let me show you I'm just gonna show you what I have and give you the numbers. And I also picked up like 1 or 2 new things even since my eyeshadow palette collection video. So at the beginning of 2020, I had 31 quote full-size palettes, and I defined that as being 7 shades or higher. So 8-pan palettes, the ColourPop 9-pan palettes, those are all included in full size. These Huda Beauty little ones are also included in full size palettes. That's my definition. And now I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 palettes. Wow, that's lower than last year. Interesting. And this is another category that sure I'm like open to it growing a little bit in 2021, but I don't particularly like want it to or am gonna make it, I don't know, that's confusing. So let me just show you my newest edition, I think, which is the only new edition since my eyeshadow palette collection. And this is the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette. And I got this because I didn't include this one anywhere, but this is like the brow palette I use. I should have included this in brows, but it's made for brows. So the way it performs on the eye is not really like a true like way to judge or gauge how Viseart eyeshadows are. So I wanted to try them. And I know this was in a BoxyCharm recently. Ugh, I choked on my saliva. Oh my gosh. We're at that point in the video, y'all. So This was in a BoxyCharm recently. I knew people would be reselling it for really cheap, so I bought this for $15. That's the story behind that. I've used it a couple times. It's nice. It's nice. I gotta admit it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go around and show you. I have Alter Ego Artemis and Alter Ego Daydream palettes. Yeah. ColourPop Going Coconuts. Some of these are missing shades because they're in my project Pan Those Eyeshadows for 2021. This is Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe. I recently did a video kind of depotting and consolidating some of my ColourPop palettes and also decluttering a lot of the shades. So even though all of the shades are not still within my collection, I'm counting this as 3 palettes. So this is a combination of Sweet Talk, Dream Street, and Honey, and then some other like random singles from really old palettes that I mostly decluttered, except for a couple shades. So it also has some I Think I Love You and Yes Please thrown in here, but mostly I'm just considering this 3 palettes with the original, the main 3 that I mentioned. I have ColourPop So Jaded, Iconic, Pretty Guardian palette, Raw Beauty Christy at Foresight, perhaps my favorite palette of the year that I got this year. Oh shoot, I say that right before Nabla Side by Side. Okay, maybe not, these 2 are tied. And I did make a best palettes of 2020 video as well, so Nabla Side by Side, Nabla Dreamy 2, Juvia's Place The Saharan, Juvia's Place The Saharan 2, which is now discontinued, what a shame. Huda Beauty Nude Light, Huda Beauty Nude, oh, if I can get it out. Oh, I can't do it. Okay, Huda Beauty Nude Rich, Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions. Oh, the way I said Smoky Obsessions makes me think of the, what did you say? If anyone understands that. So lame. ABH Jackie Aina, ABH Sultry, and ABH Soft Glam. Last 2 palettes are Urban Decay Naked and the Lorac Pro 3. Oh, this was pretty new to me too. Okay, well, this is my favorite part, and I know it's y'all's favorite part too. This collection of mine looks so different from how it looked at the beginning of 2020. Man, that year I had like Jeffree Star palettes, who must not be named, and a bunch of really random like BoxyCharm ones that I decluttered because I realized that subscription box kind of makeup I don't tend to love as much as what I pick out for myself. So I really like how I buy palettes. Before buying something, I really ruminate on it for a while. Like for example, this Viseart palette, I've been thinking about this since it came out on BoxyCharm, which was like 4 months ago. And like what's another example? Oh, this Dreamy 2 palette. I have been wanting this for over a year. And so that's just how I buy things. So I feel comfortable with this because I love everything I have. And if I don't love it, I don't keep it. But I buy things to love it. So hopefully I keep everything I buy. Now I'm moving on to lips. Oh my goodness, we're almost done. There's a reason people only make this kind of video once a year. Oakley Dokley lip glosses. Now I just uploaded a full like in-depth lip declutter. I decluttered half of my stuff, and it's just because I don't have time for that kind of nonsense, especially after 2020. We don't have time for that, okay? And so if you want to see like a detailed product by product, everything, blah, 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 and what I started with, definitely check out that video. I did show my lip balms in that video. I'm gonna leave it out just because I don't really consider those makeup, you know? So let's start with glosses. I started off 2020 with way more than what I have here. I had 29 lip glosses, and among those 7 were minis. Now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 lip glosses. Wow, that's half. And among those, I guess technically like 2 of them are minis, but the size of lip gloss is so like variable anyways. Sometimes a mini is just as much as a full size. Sometimes a full size is just super small, whatever. So I have the Kopari Lip Glossy in Birthday Suit, Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in Pear, and Gummy Bear. Love both of them. Oh, turn over, there we go. Tipsy Lip Oil from a subscription box, the e.l.f. Lip Lacquer in the clear color. I have a lot of clear lip glosses here. This is Floss Clear Lip Gloss in the shade Yule, and from a subscription box, also from a subscription box, Tokyo Milk Lip Gloss. I have the Revlon The Gloss in the shade Crystal Clear, the Glossier Clear Lip Gloss, which is my favorite. Okay, not my favorite out of the 3, but I really like it. I also have Glossier lip glosses in holographic and red. I think red might be my favorite. Don't tell Clear. a Nabla Shine Theory lip gloss in the shade Toxic Love, which is super holographic. What I was wearing in the intro is this. A couple Fenty gloss bombs, a mini in Fussy, full-size Diamond Milk. I just finished off the mini in Fenty Glow, so we'll see if I repurchase. I don't need to own all these backups in every single shade under the rainbow anymore. I still have 2 colors in a formula I really enjoy, so we shall see if I ever repurchase Fussy. No, this is Fussy. Fenty Glow. And last gloss is the NYX Butter Gloss. Pretty good. I don't really have any goals for this part. I mean, ideally it would like stay the same or maybe decrease, but you never know what's gonna come out. You never know. Liquid lipsticks. At the beginning of 2021, no, that's not right. At the beginning of 2020, I started out with 34 liquid lipsticks and 8 of them were minis. This is everything I have left. Wow. And I made an oopsie. The Seraphine Botanicals lip gel should be in the gloss category, but whatever. I'm just keeping it here because it's stored in the same place as my liquid lipsticks. And these are called like liquid lipsticks, but pretty much only the Ofra ones are what would be a traditional liquid lipstick. These 5 are my L'Oreal Rouge Signature lip stains, and I have 5 shades. I love them. If I like a formula, I will buy many of them. And these go on like water. They're so thin and so comfortable. They don't dry down to be super like dry, and they do leave a stain behind, so they fade gracefully. I have a couple of the NARS Velvet Lip Glide, so this is more of a like a crushed lipstick rather than a dry down liquid lipstick, and I have this in the shade Swing and Roseland. A Nabla matte lipstick, I think, in the shade Vicious, which is a vampy, like a little bit of a deeper red. The 3CE Velvet Lip Tint in the shade Daffodil. Sephora Lip Tint in the shade Rose, and that's everything. So as you can tell, like these are lip stains, these are essentially lip tints or lip stains, crushed, these are kind of like a crushed liquid lipstick formula, and then just a couple traditional matte liquid lipsticks. That's everything I need. Honestly, it's more than I need, but I love all of these, so I'm very happy. I didn't even tell you how many this is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I mean 13. Ugh, I can't count. 13. Good job, Sally. This is so beautiful in my eyes. I just love every single one of these, and that's what I want my collection to be like. That's a goal in that's a goal every year. I'm not even gonna say in 2021. That is our goal, right? The last category, oh my gosh. This category had the biggest glow up. It is bullet, like cream lipstick formulas. Now, at the beginning of 2020, I had 33. And among those 33 were 20 minis. I got a bunch of them from subscriptions, a few little holiday sets, whatever. And I could not be bothered with them anymore. I decluttered them. Check out that declutter video. Really, I really recommend it if you are interested in this part of my collection. Now, from 33, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. I have 15 again. Wow, I have 15 bullet and 15 liquid. And among these 15, 3 are minis. I don't even really know what to say anymore. This is beautiful and I love them all. And I think this is like the sweet spot, the perfect size for me and my collection and what I use. I have 4 ColourPop ones. 3 of these are Luxe from the Disney and Villains collection, and this is a blur lipstick in the shade CA Love, a Clinique lip foundation and blush, L'Oreal Color Rich Shine, Maybelline Shine Compulsion in this beautiful brownie nude. Again, I show all of these in that other lip declutter video. I have Urban Decay Vice lipstick in Naked, Liar, and Insanity, Maybelline Spice for Me, Fenty Mini in Spanked, Clinique Almost Lipstick Mini in Black Honey, Generation G lipstick in Zip, and ColourPop Lippy Sticks in Brink. I apologize for not like showing you all of the insides of these lipsticks. This has been a long video, okay? You can see it in my other video. And I guess actually my last category, which is empty, is lip liners. Last year I started with 4 lip liners and I said I'm decluttering all of these because I don't use lip liners. It's just, I don't. Oh my gosh, that's everything. That's everything. I got real lippy by the end of this video. Oh, wow, I don't really know what to say now. I hope you enjoyed this video, gave you a chance to look deeply into my makeup collection, and I know a lot of y'all are nosy. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also let me know if you want to see like how I store all this stuff together on a shelf and whatnot. Compared to 2020, I really did kind of pare down my collection. I'm moving more from like collectors and owning things mentality to more of a normal makeup consumer, like for function kind of collection. And it'll be interesting to see how my collection changes by the beginning of 2022. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying that. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, for spending your time with me. Remember that y'all are my treasure. Find the beauty in every day, but most importantly, be kind to yourselves. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!